Well, welcome back, all. I hope things have been well for you. And if they haven't, that's a real bummer. Life's like that, you know. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, that was the outro. Sorry. This is the intro animation. It's literally the same thing reversed. All right. Let's think here. I think my mic was really low last time, and maybe the audio wasn't so good. So, hopefully it's, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so last time we encountered a few issues, and I've put a little more thinking into it. So the first thing I thought was the sailing, moving the sail any direction just doesn't seem realistic. So instead, we're actually just going to limit this. And instead of doing joystick, I've decided, why don't we do just use like the triggers and the bumpers instead. So the first thing we're going to have to do is come into our input settings. Let's erase these. So yeah, we've got rudder right and rudder left. We'll just say sail right and sail left. And let's see, for the right. Hold on a minute. Oh, that's not plugged in. Oops. Whoops. All right, here we go. Yep, sail right, sail left. And then for the rudder, instead of doing the bumpers, we're going to do the trigger. Except I just deleted that one. Oh, fun. We're off to a good start here. All right, move you up. And rudder right. Right trigger. Rudder left. Left trigger. Okay, and I feel like that'll be a lot easier because you can also just kind of set it and not really worry about what would you worry about? I don't know, too much, like the sail moving in like weird angles, because again, from what I've seen, I'm like, that just doesn't seem to be a thing. It doesn't seem to be a thing where the sail is out in front of, like, pointed forward. It's always kind of sweeping back. So, I say max sail angle. This one is going to be, let me think here, pi half. And then for the rudder, let me think, do I want third? Actually, I think the rudder's fine as a fourth. Okay. Now, the good news with this is that we can probably just do the same exact thing as the rudder. Yep. So, let's just copy this. And I'm just going to overwrite it. Here we go. Just going to say sail. And just like it is here, I'm like, you know what? Let's just make it look the exact same thing. Sail input. There we go. Oh, right. It's like, what are you doing? Okay. Let's say delta angle. Here we go. And now all of this stuff with the sail, we're literally just, oops. Let's just copy and paste this. If it's no good, actually, oof, reminds me. I had to reset my commit because there's something really weird that happened. If you have to deal with getting comfortable with git reset is sometimes really great. Because basically it did that problem where my local main saved a commit and then switched branches instead of carrying the changes over. So when I pulled from main, it was like I have a very weird new like local main that doesn't match up with the remote repo, and I can't stand that. So tell you what, you can just click here. What was that other branch? Sale flag animations. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we should just check out a new branch. And yeah, I'm like, I don't want to. You know what? Here, I don't like messing with it like that. Git stash, got, get and got. Git, check out. I'm gonna say updated. Updated sailing. All right. And then let's say git stash pop. There we go. So now we got those changes and they're not remotely related to our main branch. Discard and reload. All right. So let's see. We've got our delta angle, current rudder angle. We need to change this. We need to have a current sail angle to match. We're just gonna do everything exactly like it is with the rudder. All right, let's see. Current sail angle. Instead of max rudder, it'll be max sail angle. Let's think. Yeah, it's a quarter for this. It's a half for this. And that should be good. Now, as far as I think as far as the wind goes, tell you what. I'm going to call this input handling. And then the kinematics. Okay, this is another thing that I was considering. All that physics work, wasn't it fun and painful? So instead, I'm thinking probably going to use like a character body. I'm probably going to use the real physics. I think I did that weird thing where I think to myself, I'll just do it in a small way and that'll be simpler. But very quickly, like, we very much needed real physics. So, excuse me. We needed real physics. And because of that, all our work is just compiling. So, in order to avoid that constant growing work, we're just going to try to use what Godot has in store and see if that's a bit more accurate towards what we're trying to accomplish. Oh boy. Vector 0. Okay, nope. If this is not 0. Okay. So here's the rudder is still bumpers. Hold on a minute. Sail. Let me think here. Yeah. Oh, I flipped these, didn't I? All right, hold on a minute. Let me remap this just to be sure. Rudder right should be right trigger. Rudder left. Whoops. Rudder right, right trigger. Rudder left. And then sail right is right bumper. Sail left is left bumper. Makes sense that they would be top and bottom like that. At least it does in my mind. So, here's the rudder. Oh, okay, we're getting a little We are sailing. Oh, whoops. Oh my gosh. Oh, the trigger is affecting the rudder. That's fun. The sail isn't moving at all. All right, so let's look through this again. Why? Yeah. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Right trigger, left trigger. Huh. Let's try that again. Hold on a minute. All right, yeah, the triggers use the rudder. And they're also affecting the sail. I'm sure it's probably the function that we're messing with. Yes, it is. We're rotating the sail. We're rotating the rudder root in the sail function. Let's make sure we got everything. Delta. Okay, I think that was... Let's just run it and find out. There we go. All right, look at that. And we're only going halfway. And we're going to cut through like this. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then, of course, you get like a little bit. Now, the other thing I wanted to try to work on was it kind of does that thing. Well, actually, first of all, as the wind loss angle is 3/4. I want that to be... Let me think here. Is that 5/6? Oh, not 5 times. Yeah. Because I want it to be 30 degrees. So instead, we're going to have a little more flexibility, for one, in what we're doing. So if I make a turn here, let's turn a little sharper here. All right, here we go. All right. The other thing I want to do is, like I said, I want to do character body physics because right now, I mean, we're moving really slow. And it makes sense that we're going, we're going against the wind, right? But I think if we have something with, some acceleration, velocity, we'll actually be able to start kind of getting underway. And of course, with that, you have to start handling like drag and stuff because we don't want to just accelerate infinitely into the future. So let's save what we have right now, actually, and a little commit. So we've updated. What did we change in the README file? Did we? I see no real change here. If I don't see anything actually happening, I'm not gonna bother with that. Here we go. Sail controls. Actually, let's just say controls update. There we are. Okay. Yes. Close the README. I don't want to look at it. I don't look at it. Okay. So let's dig into what we need. I want to do a little bit of research, actually. Let me think here. 1 minute. Okay. Godot. Yeah. Because I think character body might really be what we're looking for. Yeah. Meant to be user controlled. Not affected by physics at all, but they affect other physical bodies. Okay. Must move in specific ways and collide with the world. Okay. What's motion mode? Oh, there's no notion of float or ceiling. Oh, I see. And this does come with the what are they called? Yeah. Although like move and slide. And I feel like this might be really what we're looking for. If the other is a character rigid body. I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, should it be a rigid body instead? Cannot be controlled directly. Instead, you must apply forces to it. Right. Which feels more like what we want to be doing. You know, like we're just trying to, you know, move certain little surfaces on the boat, and we want to let the forces that naturally exist actually do all the work. So we need to set that equal to false because we don't ever want it sleeping. Constant force. No. Where's the... Oh, yeah. Here we go. Apply force. There's central force. Oh, yeah. You can apply force in a position. So that's... We'll work on that. I think for now, I'm just going to do central. Apply a torque. Yeah. What is the difference between this? Keeps being applied over time until cleared. Okay. Central force is without affecting the rotation, right? So I'll probably do central force, and for the rudder, it'll be applying torque. Yeah. This is going to get fun. All right. Let's just see what we can do. All right. Let's turn this into a rigid body, and I think it wants a collision shape, yeah. All right, we'll add one. And maybe a capsule. Seems fair. Let's see here. 90, yeah. Height. What is that? 5 meters. Radius 1. That feels kind of fair. Okay. Let's see here. Now we gotta make sure we turn off. What is it called? Is it process? Oh, there's some kind of thing. It's called like can freeze. Oh, I forgot I added fields. I was like, what the heck? This is part of it? They already have they have everything I need. Nope. That's fine. Let's think. Bounce, no. Absorbent, no. Friction, well, maybe we'll turn this down at first. Mass distribution. Gravity, whoa, no. Gravity's going to be at 0 right now. I don't want this thing just falling through the floor. Can sleep, no. And that's important. The inner sleep mode when there's no movement. Sleep mode's weird. I don't ever want to do that. Lock rotation. I feel like there's a way to lock specific rotations, aren't there? Axis lock, yeah. So let's lock X and Z. And we'll let Y rotate. And then we'll lock Y and we'll let it move along the linear X and Y. We're just going to do that for now. Let's see. Combine or replace. I don't know what value this should be at. I'll say 2 for now. We want linear dampening as well. I feel like replace might be a little better. You know what? Let's just clear all these out. We'll leave them as their defaults. And mass distribution. We'll leave that center mass. Inertia. Okay. We're really getting into the thick of it, aren't we? Okay. So we have rotating these parts and then the kinematics right here. So first we have to do, it's, oh, right. We gotta change what this is. Rigid body 3D. Okay. Let's comment out this and this. And we're gonna say apply torque. I'm not even certain how much, really. But let's just start with a unit vector. Let me think. This is the right one, right? Yes. All right. Let's ooh, actually, no. I think up. Yeah. And we might have to flip a sign or something, but we'll do up. And our current rudder angle is just going to be, let's see, delta rudder efficiency. Our current rudder angle will just serve as like the magnitude. This might be way too much. It might be too little. We're just going to have to kind of see how it goes. So that, and then apply a, come on. Yeah. Then a central force. And we want that to be, is this local? Force is time dependent. It should be local because it's on the center of mass. I really hope it is. And let's just do wind projection. Yeah. Once again, delta and sail efficiency. So there we go. All right. We'll see. Let's just see how it goes. Okay. It's moving backwards. Good to know. And then the rudder. The rudder does nothing. Well, that might not be true. It might just be really slow. I think technically it's rotating. Yeah, it's really slow though. So, what we can do here, let's turn these values way up. And sail efficiency 14 maybe. And the wind projection, let's see, where's that calculated? All right, flip that sign. Okay. There we go. All right, we're sailing away. The rudder is turning in the opposite direction. Good. All right. There we go. All right. You know what we need? I feel like we need oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, hey, what's going on, man? I know what's going on. We don't have any you remember those dampening effects I was talking about earlier? Yeah, we'll want that. So, I don't know. 1. Set it to 1. Let's see how it goes. All right. Let's see what happens when we rotate. This. Good. Okay, well, we've rotated. But now we have a very weird problem. We have a force that is being applied globally, not locally. Because if I rotate the boat here like this, I mean, like here, you know, here I am. And why aren't I getting anything done? Yeah, I'm not moving. I mean, I'm moving. Where am I going? Oh, this is weird. I'm moving sideways now. No. The course is just turning. I'm still going forward. So is this just a global position of the offset from the body? I think it is global. Oh boy. So what we have to do, what do we have to do? I think what we need to do is, there's no like apply central force local. No, I don't think so. Let's look at the top here. No. Like there's this. I don't want to mess with this because this is, I think, just adds forces. Okay. I think the damping for turning is great. Linear. We'll turn it down. And then as far as this goes, I think I have to I think multiply it by the global basis. I want the local. I want it to move forward in its local direction. Yeah. So we do that. Are we moving forward right now? Oh, we are, because the sail's catching wind. Well. And look at that. We're moving actually forward in a way we want to. Feels like the rudder could be more effective. Yeah. I think both the rudder and the sail. So let's see. Rudder efficiency. Let's just throw it out there. And then dampening, I'm gonna turn that down too. I'm gonna turn this down. Yeah. And then sail efficiency. Let's just like really throw it up there. Let's just see what we can do. All right, that is warp speed actually. So no. Maybe okay, 34. Oops. Okay. Let's set sail. Picking up good velocity here. And pretty good turning. It kind of okay, and this is like a weird problem of actually here. Let's turn this way. Yeah. Let's see if we can make our way back. This, I think we should turn up probably the dampening a lot because there's no way I'd be able to slide that much through the water. But that being said, we are making our way back. You know, it's quite an angle, but like we're making a bit of progress. All right. 0.4. If I do replace, I don't know if that's, I can't remember if that does like more or less. You know what? I like that. I think replace is pretty good. However, now we're not sailing very quickly. And we're drifting a lot. That's a little tweaking here, but I really want to make sure I get this right. We just do like a hard turn and then stop. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's kind of an okay amount of drag. And we're getting a little velocity with the wind. I don't really know empirically how fast this ship should go, though. You know? Oh, probably a little faster than that. Because it's like, it's moving slowly, but, I don't know. And now it feels like we're... Actually, okay, this is all right. Yeah, we really drift a lot, don't we? I think we should do combine more. Okay. I'm so tempted to just throw it up again. It's kind of weird. It feels like I'm just like throwing these two numbers because it needs to be like a fair amount of acceleration, but it doesn't need to slide so much, you know? So it's a little tricky to get working. It's a lot of little tweaks. But I think this is the right way to go, personally. Yeah, here we go. You know what I need to do next, actually? I should have done this initially, is to be able to like move the camera around with the right stick. Because that feels like the best. That feels like a good approach there. And I think I'm actually turned a little too much. Yeah, see, there's a bit of kind of drag here. Let's just face the wind here. All right. Yeah, this feels kind of decent, you know? Like, I can imagine this is good sailing. I mean, I have no idea. But, like, you know, look, I mean, we're kind of moving at a somewhat decent pace. It's not very fast, but, like, well, I don't know. These are values we can, like, tweak, yeah? So... I want to set. I think I'm good with this. I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah. Let me think here. There we go. Okay, and then the camera itself. Let's see. Let's create a new node. We're going to call that camera. And it's going to sound a little funny at first, but bear with me. We're going to have a parent node. called camera, and then the actual camera is going to be, let's copy these values, shall we? Offset from there. And the great thing about that is that we're just going to control the camera in its own script. Because I really don't want to add more code in like the boat file. If I can just cut it down. So here we go. Always name my classes, and then this will this will be input, and we'll say if the event let's see, is action pressed, what is it, UI, yeah, UI left, no, is that what it's called? What is it? Let's see. That's the left stick. I feel like I'm going to use the right stick for the camera. It feels traditional to do that. Yeah. All right. We'll just create a new one. Camera left. Camera right. I like keeping everything in a particular order. Okay, camera right will be right stick, right. Camera left will be right stick to the left. Okay. And now, all we have to do is camera left and camera right. And if it is, then we'll say that the input is, let's see, get action strength. There we go. Camera left. Let's think here. I can't remember which one's positive and which one's negative. I think right would be camera right. All right. Right minus left, and then we are going to rotate the root of the camera. So in reality, instead of trying to move this camera around a lot, we're just going to rotate the root. Whoops. Like this. And that way we can kind of look around the boat and not have to do so much work moving the camera. This is like a very, very simple way of doing it. So we're just going to rotate around Y. Oh, no, crap. That's bad. That's bad. You know why it's bad? Because we're adding motion, and let's think here. Yeah, let's just do this. Except it's not event, it's input. Okay. And we'll say if input is non-zero, then rotate, and then multiply it by delta, and we're going to have our own little export in here. What do we call this? Let's just call this rotation speed. Actually, rotation rate would probably be. That just sounds nicer. We'll say 1.0. There we go. Okay. Back on our boat, we're just going to destroy this camera. Say goodbye. And we're going to add the new scene we just created. And so now we at least have camera controls separate from our like boat control. So let's just do a quick test. If I move to the right, it rotates the right. If I move to left, it rotates the left. I would like to turn this up a little bit faster. Yeah. I like that. I think it's a good rate. Okay. So here we go. Let's turn a little bit. Yeah, look at that. There we go. That's kind of nice. And now we're moving. But we can, now we can like see the wind and get a better idea of like what angle we need to be moving at. And we're moving kind of slowly, but like, yeah. Like, wouldn't we? I think we would. So this is, yeah, I think this is really good. This is fantastic. I'm so excited. And like any good programmer, I've put a bunch of different things in one commit. Yeah, it is what it is. So let's see here. I'll just say camera controls and rigid body physics. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'll push that. Oh, this is actually a nice tool. I literally only use this for permissions because I have two GitHubs because once upon a time I thought this would be a great idea, and it sucks because I have to like push and get permissions from one account to the next. But I have one account called Wake First, and then I have my official account, which is just my name, which is Joel Wakefield. I don't know if I should stream that. Whatever, who cares? Like, I'm gonna connect this with my professional life. I'm sorry. I do a double take because I'm like thinking about being online. Do I really want people to know? Kinda, yeah. So, let's think here. I want to add a little bit more to our level. Right now we've got, we got a lot of buoys kind of floating around. And that's fine. But, yeah, I just feel like, here we are. Let's just take out these corners. Yeah. Because we're not going to use a racetrack approach like I thought we would. And the C mesh, I should if you ever have like too many objects, create a parent node and put just all these in here. And now I can kind of focus on getting to things in the scene. From a developer standpoint, that's really handy because sooner or later there's just, tons of stuff hanging around, and it gets really annoying to try to manage. So here we are. Let's do that. And I'm going to grab all of you and duplicate. No, wait. Not like that. Duplicate. Cool. Like that. And we'll do that. And we'll move it over here. Like that. Awesome. Now, I'm going to take the C. And, I think 500 would be okay. And, yeah. Just a big old strip of ocean. In fact, we'll make it 1,000. Yeah. Really long platform here. Oof. Getting a little big. I think really for a sailing game, I don't think it would be okay to put landforms like so far out. But instead, if you have a big enough world, you should make like whatever your character is. In this case, is the boat. We make this the actual level. Like this is the origin. And then you move the sea according to the boat. And it's really just something you kind of have locally, right? But then like you'll have a landmass and you might render it kind of a low, like a low poly kind of render in the distance. And then as it moves closer, you render it better. But the point is, when it's far away, like there's going to be weird, like you get into floating point errors. And whenever you move it close, of course, those errors don't really exist, right? Because it's close enough for the computer to calculate very accurately. But whenever you're the origin and something's far away, you can't really tell when things are off, especially when it's just like kind of a low poly count. If there's just not a lot being rendered. So as you move it closer, you will re-render it, and it looks more accurate, but also the computer is able to like calculate a greater level of accuracy. Because I feel like I've seen this in games where they'll put something far away, and then like you look at it, if you ever can zoom into it, you notice things are like moving and jittering around. It's like, yeah, that's a floating point error. It's so far out the computer has trouble calculate like the littlest little. You're always going to have like, truncation and rounding errors, right? But when it's further away, all those tiny little errors are just magnified to such an extent that like now things are moving by like a whole meter, and that's very noticeable. And if you're just moving on a giant world map, then the boat will start like doing this, and it's really weird. That wasn't the boat. This is the boat. It'll like kind of start doing this, when you get really far out. So yeah, anyway, just something to think about. I've run into that. It's really fun, but let's think. I feel like I want to add more buoys here. Yeah, why not? Let's think. Let's not that. And unclick that. Oh, wait, no. Here we are. We'll just add segments. I'm already rendering too much. Honestly, it's too much that I'm like trying to go this far out, frankly. But this is like a little demo level, so we're not trying to go crazy. Okay, so let's set sail. This is great. Oh yeah, I need a little music. Oh man, I just want to play the Star Trek music. Yes, this is fun. It's fun. It's rewarding. It's rewarding to see it work. This is fantastic. Yeah. And we're just gonna go around. And we'll cut right through the middle, huh? Oh, we're taking risks today. Yeah, this is great. I think this is moving at a pretty good speed. Here, let's see. If we really want to go completely berserk, then let's see. Let's just crank the wind up. Here we are. Oh yeah. now we're really flying. All right. And if we just keep going like the same direction, eventually this thing might start to just sort of jitter around and shake. I don't know how far out we have to go. Something tells me we're going to get there very soon, though. I have no idea what direction we're going. I don't know. It's like sensory deprivation. I don't know. Maybe a little world would be fine. However, oh gosh, how do you do this? Is it F? Yeah. Okay. That's good. If you ever zoom too far out and you're like trying to zoom in, oh, it's not even giving me the same problem. If you're trying to like zoom in and then you come into like this weird issue, I don't know. You can always hit F and that'll kind of refocus you on whatever you're looking at, which is super helpful, especially when you deal with such big changes to scale. So Neat. All right. Well, we got a little sailboat. We've got a large open sea. And I don't know. Maybe we can make a little bay. And yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, no, what I was going to work on is animations. Isn't that what this branch is? No. It's updated sailing. Okay. Um, let's do that then. Yeah. Level. I'll just say added more test level. Sure. Okay. We'll push that. And then I'm going to go. Let's see. I'm going to open up GitHub here. And look at a PR. I'm always worried I'm going to like dox myself in some way. I wish these would organize by like what you last made. I haven't looked at this in months. It's still at the top. Let's see. Sailing sim. Yep. Okay. Here's a pull request. Yippee. No conflicts. Wonderful. All right. Squash and merge. There we go. And I've deleted the branch. Wait, have I? Yeah, I just deleted it. Excellent. It's all been destroyed. All according to plan. No, I just do that because, frankly, after a while, you have a lot of branches. All right. There we go. Now we've got our update. It might ask us to reload. That's fine. That's fine. But it should work the exact same because that's how it's supposed to work, right? Oh, shoot. Yeah. All right. Here. I have a fun little surprise. Oh, wait, not that one. We're going to get some kind of ad. YouTube's going to tell us to stop blocking ads. And I'm going to tell YouTube to leave me alone. Okay. Oh, gosh. Can you hear that? Let's go. All right. Yeah. Oops. Oh, man. All right. All right. That's enough. Number one. All right. Okay. That was fun. All fun and games aside. Let's see. I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, we're going to look into deforming a mesh. And that's where the fun that's where the fun really begins. Ah, boy. All right. Okie dokie. I'm back. And a few things occurred to me. The first of which is that actually, the really first of which, let's I'm gonna update the rudder controls. I'm just gonna do it in this branch for animations. And I know what you're thinking. How could you do this? Okay. Is this branch like, hold on a minute. Let's see if I just pull. Okay, we should be good and up to date. If I do, is it git diff? No. What is the command? Yeah, diff. Whoa. Oh, is that between? I thought I could compare branches. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so the idea I had. Why? All right, it messed around with the files. Let's double check to make sure everything's working fine. We should still move. Yeah, we're moving at Mach 10. That's not Mach 10. I know. We're gonna add a little more wind though, because I kind of like how that was working. And no, I'm sorry. This is the base wind class. Here we go. 18. Okay. And the other thing I want to do actually is change the rudder controls, because I think the triggers are a neat way of doing it. But, gosh, my chair. Yeah. This is a neat way of doing it, but I think one of the problems you might have seen is that the rudder keeps kind of sticking in the same place. And I kind of want to have a little more minute control with it. So rudder right is left stick to the right. Rudder left is to left. And I think the sails I want to use the triggers for instead. So for sail right, why do I keep doing that? Oh, LOL. All right. Oh my god. What is something in my brain is telling me this is the correct button to click, and that part of my brain is wrong. All right, trigger, and then left trigger. Okay. All right, so a little more tweaking of controls, and instead in the boat script. So let's see. Previously, the rudder was just calculating. Yeah, rudder input. We're getting the strength, and we'd rotate the rudder according to that. But I also would like to. I want it to have a sort of decreasing value. And I think I'm just going to call that rudder. Dampening? I'm not certain if I spelled that right, but basically this is a value that says we should this be kinematics or control? Huh. It's not really kinematic. It's kind of kinematic. We'll keep it here. Yeah, rudder dampening, and what we're going to have is just a little thing that says actually, you know what? Let's think here. Huh. Let's we got a clamp here for our values. But now what I want to do is Boy, I love ergonomic chairs, and they sometimes just feel awful. But okay. Let's think. Let's see. Rotate rudder. And what I really want to do is have like a value that is lerped. I'm going to say lerp angle. Lerp. And yeah. No? We always want to go just to 0. Whatever angle we're at. Oh, I don't know if that'll work. Because this angle could be negative. And lerp. Yeah, it goes from 0. Okay. Oh. Dampened angle is the new angle, and we're just going to say whatever this is. I think it should be minus or plus. It would depend on what the sign is for this. Huh. Let's see here. Rudder sign. We're going to say it's 1 if our new angle is positive 1. If the new angle is greater than 0. No, I'm sorry. If it's less than 0. Else it to be negative. And I'm just going to say, hey, you multiply this by the rudder sign times the, what do you call that, rudder dampening? Yeah. Okay, so it should decrease. But the rate it should decrease should also kind of be dependent on I want it to be dependent upon the value that's like currently there. A greater angle should mean a greater dampening effect. So times new angle? If it's times new angle, we shouldn't have to do the sign flip. In fact, this whole thing is just technically that's what this is. Yeah. So we've got some new angle, and it'll be multiplied by some factor that's going against it. So as this angle is small, this factor should also drop off. And then the dampened angle is what we're going to actually compare and update with. And I don't need this anymore. Okay, I think that should work. Now if I go left, oh cool, it's not clamping. You know what? Why don't we do this? Here we go. And we'll clamp the dampened angle. And it'll still be new angle. But new is not good enough for me. I want to call it clamped angle. Same with this down here. And you should also be the clamped angle. Okay. Yeah, because we're like, let's get the new factor, and then let's dampen it a little bit. Okay. All right, left. It's still not being dampened. It's not being clamped or dampened, actually. And the whole boat is wobbling now. And I don't understand why. Was it doing that before? I don't think it was. Why aren't you working? Why aren't you working? Huh. Let's just print everything off. A classic move here. All right. Let's print off the delta. No, we don't need to really do that. Damped. And then we'll print off clamped. Yeah. Current too, while we're at it. Current, damped, and clamped. 3 brothers. Current, damped angle, and clamped angle. Okay. Let's just get a little feedback and see what the heck's going on. So, damped and clamped. What on earth are they doing? They clamp it like about 0.2. Yeah, 0.2 each. And he says the current angle. That is not correct. That's not remotely. Okay. Why is this acting so weird? Huh. So we have some delta angle. We've got this should be right, like the new angle we're testing. I don't know why it was such a weird calculation. It doesn't, yeah. What is it's something to do with it's like we're losing track of ourselves here. Current rudder plus delta angle, right? This should be the new one. Oh, more best views online. I have to pin this and then unpin it and delete it. Sorry, the only views we promote here are the views you can get right here. Isn't this stream the best view online right now? Come on, Chad. Come on, you spam bot. Bald concept. Get out of here with the Get out of here with the spam. All right. Something's really rotten in the state of Denmark here. our dampened angle and our clamped angle, like we're rotating. This should not be a problem for the clamping, right? Like, the more I look at this and think about it, I'm like, okay, if this is clamped and this is decreasing the clamped angle, then why on earth are we worried about something else? It's like this should be dampened. You know what we should do? We should dampen the delta. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to automatically dampen this. Yeah, because then it'll be delta minus some factor of itself that is... It is a decimal, so it should be small, but nevertheless, it's like... I mean, is this working right? Is it like 1... No. No, this isn't working correct at all. No, wait, no, it should be. Wait a minute, what am I saying? Yeah. 0.9, it'll be 0.9 right now, right? 0.9 times delta. This should be reduced. And there we go. Oh, you know what? Because this is reduced, that's the angle we should be using. Clamped is current, which we want, right? Like we want the current rudder angle plus this to be compared, right? Like that's all the comparison. But dampening is actually what we're moving. So let's give this a go. Also, I don't like that I let go. All right, so it is clamping accurately. However, when I let go, it's not actually doing anything, and that's probably because, yeah, this gets run with the input. Okay, so we can't do the dampening here. We can't do any of the dampening here. So let's just revert back. Whoa. There we go. Let's just put what we had before. All right. We have our clamped angle. Then we're going to update. Okay. And the kinematics equations, we're going to... maybe not kinematics per se. What would I call this? What would I call a function that is trying to... Dampening. Yeah. All right. So, we'll keep it here in kinematics. I don't know where else to put it. Dampening, delta, float, and void. Okay, so we want our current rudder angle to decrease, and I want it to decrease at a value that is equal to itself times dampening. And if I'm going to do it that way, I should probably put this up at like 0.8. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so our current rudder angle is always going to be minus equals. If it's negative, it should be adding itself, going positive. But we're always going to try to decrease the rudder angle by a factor of itself. Times delta. And I feel like it's got to be a little sharp. Like I kind of want it critically dampened, you know? And here we go. We're doing this problem again. You're calling right, yeah. Type before we do dampening. Let's comment that out. Let's just see if it's clamping correctly again. Yeah, okay. All right. So it'll clamp properly. Open up the sails here. Yeah. Cool. But now I want it to return. And when I tell it to do this, it's going bonkers. Why? Why isn't it clamping? This should be running every frame, yeah. Well, if you don't know what's wrong, just print it out and see. I know you can put breakpoints, but sometimes you need to see the data just change in real time. So here we go. So it is reducing. But of course, of course, the current rudder is not changing. Why should it? Yes, I understand now. I was changing the current angle, but current angle is something we store for comparison, yeah? I mean, we're literally just doing it to see if a rotation needs to happen. Huh. Now I really wonder. Oh, helpers. That's such a vague name. Rewrite it and put it in lowercase. Okay. Oh, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. All right. We're going to call this a function. We're going to say rotate rudder, except that's already a function, isn't it? It is. Oh, no. Huh. All right. We're going to do a commit a great and terrible sin in the programming world. I'm just going to copy and paste code and not create a function. I know. Don't hurt me, all right? I don't want any trouble. All right, rudder dampening. Actually, let's say var. Dampened angle. Yeah, okay. And would it be like a negative? Yeah. No, we don't want to set it equal to a negative. We want rudder dampening. It's a factor of the current angle. And if we're rotating it, change. This might blow up. We'll see. Yeah. It should be going like the opposite of whatever the current angle is, yeah? So left stick, there we go. And it kind of, and we Okay. Yep. And now we got a real fun problem on our hands. Oh, now it's going. Ooh. Oh, ew. Oh, it doesn't know what it does. Oh, it's not. It doesn't know what it's doing. Oh, that's kind of terrible. You know what? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Rotate rudder wants an angle, yeah? So what if we just passed that angle? It'll clamp. It will do the updating that we want it to. I'm trying to think if this is actually what we want. Yeah. We're going to rotate it. It should be a negative of whatever this dampened angle should be. It should clamp it, all right? No clamping. We got a real problem on our hands, huh? Not only that, it's like, what is it doing? Oh, how awful this is. Oh, I hate this. I hate everything about it. This is so frustrating. It's loathsome in every way. Why on earth would it not clamp? There's no reason it should be confused about what's happening. I'm confused about what's happening. All right, you know what? I'll just say current and dampened. Dampe. All right, the current rudder angle and the dampened angle. Okay. All right. Dampen is a, some small amount of the current one. It's slowly going to zero, but it's definitely not going to go straight like it was before. It's just slowly dropping off. Huh. Well, that's fun. It's it's being capped. Sure it is. Not really. Not in any meaningful way, sure. You go negative. It definitely does clamp. The value at least does. But it's still doing this. Why? Why, oh why are you doing this? Let's just see what this is. Patin. All right. Let's do that. And we'll do that too. Actually, I do want to call it that. Okay. Let's say min. Actually, I only need this value once because it's the same thing, just flipped. So, all right, max rudder angle. Let's just put that there. Sure. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, everything's like clamping, but this thing still rotates. Something is permitting the rotation. It really shouldn't. Why, oh why, oh why? Why do you hurt me? Why is this happening? Yeah, I mean, at some point it clamps, right? Here's the max value. Here's where it's, getting stuck at, right? Makes sense. And of course it's getting clamped at that value. But it's still rotating, yeah? So the fact that it's printing, like it should not be printing at this point. Now if we put over here, like rotate, current angle and clamped angle. Oh. Oh, how terrible. I know what's wrong. It's changing constantly because of this. And as it changes, it says go ahead and rotate it. But we don't. This is why I wanted to dampen it in one function. It has to be independent of our inputs. It has to be independent of our inputs. In fact, I feel like we could just I don't know if I call this is like input handling when it's also surface controls. Surface controlling. Well, that's besides the point. Point is we have, oops. This should probably just be here, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Actually, maybe I'll try this. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? All right. Sure. Yeah. Okay, we'll say minus the current. All right. Let's think here. It might still be weird. I don't think this will actually fix anything. You're no longer required. Because we're gonna do all this in a small place. And like I said, I don't think this will fix anything. Oh my gosh, it did. Oh my gosh. It absolutely did. Okay. Yeah, it was probably because one was updating input and then the other was updating with like time. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, so we got a little bit of rudder, but it levels out. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Because you want it to be kind of straight at some point. I wanna be able to, if I do this, yeah, I want it to slowly kind of not do that, not drag so much. It's still kind of dragging in the water. It's a little weird, so maybe we'll turn up some other values. But we did get our rudder controls working. I wonder, does it ever actually die out? It's slowly dying out. Which is, it's okay for me. It feels like a waste of effort, though, because like those are such tiny values. You can see dropping off. So sometimes it's good to have like a little cap where you just set it equal to 0. Because I mean, we can't even tell that the rudder's moving at this point. I mean, how could you? Look at it. Look at it slowly. Yeah. This is just kind of obsessive. So we're gonna say, add another little magic number here. What are we gonna call this? Rudder damped floor. Flute. The floor, and the floor is just gonna be, yeah, that seems kind of low. All right, let's be careful here. Let's think here. What are we looking at? Yeah, current rudder angle. Let's say, okay, so first things first. If the current rudder angle, is less than our, rudder damped floor, then we're just gonna set it equal to 0. There we go. And here, we'll go with an LF. So if it's not that low, okay, and we should see that it'll drop off. It'll actually just die off. So let's set sail, and it's not moving. It's not moving because oh gosh. It can't be that. It has to be the combined value. And the floor should be maybe smaller. I don't know. Is that fine? What is that? A millionth? A millionth? I think that's good. Oh, good. It will. Oh, good. And you remember that great idea I had? Updated angle is these two, and I'll pass that into the clamp function, and I'll call the updated angle. I'm going to say if our updated angle is the absolute value of it. Yes. Okay. And let's not do clamping. Actually, what we should just do is let's think here. Here we go. Yeah, no calculations until we have a real result. All right, let's try this again. Why are you angry at me? No absolute. Oh, right. I'm calling it like an extension. Oh, I suffer. Oh, how I suffer. All right. There we go. It's clamped. It drops off. Some small number. Yeah, it's going down, down in Goblin Town. And at some point it should disappear. And in fact, I foresee a problem. The problem is that little percentages in rotation over time will add up. So we can't just do that. We have to rotate. We must make sure the rudder root is set to 0. Because if we don't, hear me out. Let's say we set the angle to 0. If we don't reset the rotation, it's going to be this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And let's say someone plays for a few hours. It's going to be a little off. I mean, how many turns? Maybe it'll be really off. We don't want that to happen. So let's set that to 0. And you're mad because you want a vector. Hey. All right. Fine. Have it. Whatever. Whatever you want. Just leave me alone. Okay. We're picking up sail. That's good. And yeah, even in this small domain, it's not even noticeable. But there we go. And I think I don't know if you saw it snap. I'm about to snap. I should step off, and I have something to do at 6 o'clock. So I'll step away after this. But yeah, now we I'm like, I kind of want to reset. Every now and then you reset to 0. I wasn't paying attention to the dang rudder that time. I keep looking at the numbers. Also, this is going to be a little weird. You shouldn't be able to just turn the rudder and then start moving, right? It should be like a car. And that, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I don't even know how much this is necessary. Maybe it's not, but I feel like preventing, you try to make it not do so much math all the time. Little things like that, I think can add up. They can really add up. So, there we go. We should call it, let's see, we should call these, default methods. Included. Because it's included in the engine. Okay. There we go. Got our little, everything's spaced out. It's kind of nicely compressed. But we've added some new stuff. And we still haven't gotten into animations, but that's fine. Rudder controls. Rudder dampening. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm going to call it there. Hold on a minute. Yeah, okay. My mic is still here. Well, if you've been watching, thank you so much for watching. This is always kind of fun to do. It's fun to mess around with, I don't know, just trying to apply. It feels like engineering, but with a lot less consequences. Because if everything goes horribly wrong, nobody gets hurt and there's no great financial loss. So, if you ever thought about, you like tinkering with things, I'd get into game development just because, even if you don't want to make a game, I think it's just a fun way to kind of mess around, break stuff, and even building. Like, I think it's a good way to learn a bit of software architecture. And games, yes, there's a lot about games that is different than like a lot of other applications. However, I still think it's good experience and good practice because, a lot of it is, it's like you just saw, right? Like you're trying things and you get used to, failing and reanalyzing and reviewing. If I could give any advice about anybody wanting to learn software, um, don't take it so personal. Like you're gonna make mistakes. As somebody once said, the computers don't do what you want them to do. They will do what you tell them to do. And as you may have seen, if you've been watching any of this, I told the computer to do a lot of things, and it did. It's just not what I wanted, right? So we had to go back and reanalyze what was happening. And that's just part of the process. I used to take it personally. There's a nasty habit of trying to tell yourself, like, I'm not good at this, I'm worthless. Really, really try next time that happens, if that happens, really try to stop and ask yourself, is there really a need for me to put myself down? Because if you really want to get better, really all you're doing is wasting your energy. And you'll find that those habits, I think, tend to be instilled through life, usually through your upbringing or environment. I know I grew up with ADHD, and when you're neurodivergent in a private school setting, oftentimes I got disciplined harshly because I was just doing things that, like, quite frankly, are somewhat normal. Like, yeah, there were times when I did things and it was like, okay, that was a bad call, and it makes sense that I'm in trouble. But there were other times when it was like I was punished for quote unquote acting out. And really it wasn't that. I wasn't trying to be rude or undisciplined. Sometimes it's just part of being neurodivergent, is you behave sometimes differently than what a lot of people find quote unquote acceptable. And they can be very, very cruel and harsh and demeaning. And that sets a mindset that if you make mistakes, you're going to be punished, or it's very bad, or you put yourself down because you feel somewhere in the back of your mind, like, kind of an oh no is triggered, and you're upset, and maybe you got yelled at or something and put down. And so it's like we pick up that because it's like, in a way, we adapt. It's like we have to adapt to survive as children. And then you get out of those environments, but you still have those behaviors. So I'd really encourage you, if you feel like you're doing that a lot, again, the computer doesn't hate you. It's quite literally indifferent to you. But like, things will happen, and it's okay to make mistakes. That's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person at all. It's part of the learning process. And if you feel like you're really beating yourself up, I really encourage you to go, like, talk to somebody. I mean, really see like a therapist. I know it's not always cheap, but you don't have to go a lot. But I think it's helpful to see and talk to somebody, because usually when you talk to other people, especially someone who's an expert who will listen to this kind of stuff, like, a good therapist is really good at listening, but also they'll just say, like, hey, do you hear yourself right now? Because you just said this. And it's that thing of, you're like, I do this all the time, but I don't even notice that I do it. It's so ingrained into me. But someone else who's watching and paying attention, they're going to pick up on these things. And it can be really helpful and helping you kind of understand yourself and the way you behave. Because when you do that, you can try to start changing those behaviors. I can tell you, if this were a few years back, even getting into game development, I think I was very upset all the time because I really, really, really wanted to make all these games and do all this impressive stuff. And I just couldn't, because I didn't have a lot of experience. So there's just tons to learn. Everything you do, you learn. You don't even know what you don't know. And it's a very frustrating thing to start out in. But, I think part of that was also just behavioral. I feel a lot better now. I'm like, there's no reason for me to beat myself up, because, again, this kind of thing is just trial and error. There's a lot of trial and error. You can get angry at yourself for not being perfect, but you're just going to always get angry at yourself. In my mind, it's much better to just laugh about it, go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, okay, what happened? Let's just try to focus on the problem. And if it's too upsetting, it's always good to just walk away. Yeah, other than that, I just want to give a quick shout out. If you are interested in doing specifically game development, um, there is a really great community that I'm a part of called Society of Play. I should leave a link in like the description or something, but um, I found it to be really helpful, really encouraging. There's a lot of people who some have been doing this professionally, others as a hobby, and some people just started. Others have been doing it for over a decade, and it's a great little community. It's pretty supportive, and also I found it's encouraging just to see other people make stuff, but also other people talk about like, yeah, it's hard. There's a lot of work involved, and like that's just normal. So even though it's upsetting, it's it's okay that like things aren't moving at the pace you might have thought they would be. That's pretty normal. So yeah. Anyway, again, if you watched, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to try something new. Or if you're tired and exhausted by life, exhausted, if you're worn out by life, my apologies. Whoever's accent, I don't know what that was. Uh, take a break, do yourself a favor, and rest. But yeah, okay. Until next time.